Breaking news here on Ravens Rundown. Multiple roster moves for your Baltimore Ravens ahead of the opener coming up in just over a week when they take on the Houston Texans. We start at the quarterback position. Josh Johnson is back. He found out the unfortunate news a couple days ago that he had been cut, a part of the initial 53-man roster cuts, and now he is activated on the 53-man roster once again. And we heard from John Harbaugh say this week when asked about this quarterback situation of who your number 2 quarterback is, even after cutting Josh Johnson, John Harbaugh had said, we're still working out. We don't have an answer. We kind of danced around the question as far as who his number 2 quarterback is. And now we really understand why, as a big part of it has to do with the Tyler Huntley injury status. We'll get to that here in just a second. But Josh Johnson activated, could be the backup, could be the number 3. Nonetheless, he's back on the active roster anyway. Plenty of experience. No secret what Josh Johnson has done playing for more teams than the number of women that producer Smitty has dated over the years, as he's, of course, thrown for 2,000 yards, 13 touchdowns, 16 interceptions, and a career 58% completion percent. So last time we saw him play was the NFC Championship game for the San Francisco 49ers. And so at the moment, we think that he is QB3 after he got released, and ultimately they kept Tyler Huntley. But we don't really know that answer for sure. We haven't been given a definite answer. Now, here's one thing to think about. With Tyler Huntley questionable for week 1 with a hamstring injury, Johnson, he may not have officially won the QB2 job. Like we said, he was the one that got released. But with that hamstring injury, he might be QB2 by default with the injury to Tyler Huntley. And think about this, okay? Just playing all these scenarios out here. We're just going to go ahead and throw this all out of this Ravens situation. Let's just say, for all intents and purposes, you get to Sunday next week, and if Lamar, God forbid, got hurt, and you had to go to a number 2 quarterback, are you playing, even if, let's say, Tyler Huntley does win the number 2 quarterback spot, but he's got this injury, would you be better off playing an injured Tyler Huntley, who's not 100%, or a full-strength Josh Johnson? I think I'd lean towards, at the moment, considering the circumstance, Josh Johnson. If all things are equal and everybody's healthy, I'm taking Tyler Huntley. But this is an interesting circumstance the Ravens are in. So who is QB2? If you're John Harbaugh and you can make this decision, who's the guy you roll with? Is it Tyler Huntley? Is it Josh Johnson? Weigh in the comment section. Let me know what you think. TH for Tyler Huntley. JJ for Josh Johnson. What is it? Give me an answer in the comment section. Ravens practice squad is set. We'll break it down here in just a second, as there were more updates that we found out with said practice squad today with some of the changes that were made. We'll get to that here in just a second. But first, folks, this is why you subscribe to Ravens Rundown. We're bringing you a video. We're telling you exactly what's going on with your Baltimore Ravens and catching up to speed with all these roster moves and changes. It has been a very busy last couple of days. Myself, producer Smitty, we are tired. We are ready to enjoy our 3-day holiday weekend. I can promise you that much. But that doesn't mean we're going to stop covering the Baltimore Ravens here on the channel. Do us a favor. We've been working our asses off. Can you give us a subscribe? Can you give us a subscription to the channel just to reward us for our hard work? It's an easy way to contribute for free to Ravens Rundown. Turn on notifications. Stay up to date what's going on with your Baltimore Ravens. We got you covered here on Ravens Rundown. So here is the practice squad. Some notable names: Anthony Brown, Melvin Gordon, Owen Wright, Ben Mason, Laquon Treadwell, Sean Ryan, Travis Vokolek, Sam Mustipher, Tayshawn Manning, Tykeem Doss, Rashad Nichols, also Bravvion Roy, Jeremiah Moon, Josh Ross, Darrell Worley, and Jeremy Lucene on that list. Melvin Gordon is the one in particular. Our sweet prince is back, Melvin Gordon, on the practice squad. And I got to tell you, I'm very happy that Keaton Mitchell ended up making that active roster, and you throw Melvin Gordon on the practice squad. Here's the thing for me. I'll say this as far as Melvin Gordon getting a practice squad spot. I was very adamant. You heard me say a lot on this very program. I didn't want to pay Melvin Gordon $3 million to go be on that active roster instead of having a young running back like Keaton Mitchell out there. Ravens made the right call. But now, let's say, and we're being real with y'all, that's what we do here on this program. If the Ravens have bad luck when it comes to the injury front, which they do from time to time, if something does happen to one of those backs, like J.K., Gus, Justin, Justice, or Keaton Mitchell, something happens, you got to have other options. Melvin Gordon's not bad to call up in the circumstance. I don't mind him as a practice squad player. I mean, he's still, a year removed from 900 yards and 8 touchdowns there in 2021. 2020 with nearly 1,000 yards and 9 touchdowns. I can live with Melvin Gordon on my practice squad. I can't live with him as a guy taking up a spot on my 53-man roster. That I can deal with. As you can see there, some of the practice squad players. I also look for some other potential names to get call-ups on this list. One of them in particular is Jeremiah Moon, Josh Ross, Darrell Worley. Also another possibility as well. He's got flexibility at the safety and corner spots. A new name that you may notice there, Bravvion Roy, signed today with the practice squad. And this is a guy that might not be on the practice squad for long. I know he's being looked at by other teams as a potential active roster player. And as the practice squad works, in case you don't know, anyone from the league can sign your practice squad players. They're basically like a free agent on tryout, essentially. So Ravian Roy is a name. Maybe he gets the call up to the Ravens active roster at some point. Career stats don't necessarily tell the whole story. 1 sack, 3 pass breakups, 3 tackles for loss, 74 tackles. But this guy, he's a massive human being. He can plug up holes and be aggressive that way. And the reason why the Ravens actually ended up bringing Roy in, the reason why they ended up signing him on the practice squad was because Angelo Blackson, the defensive tackle, ended up joining the Jags. The Ravens wanted him for the practice squad spot, but ultimately he goes to Jacksonville. So this is the next thing that they ultimately decide to go with there. So what do you think of the Ravens practice squad, A, B, C, D, or F? Grade it for me in the comments section. Not a bad group, if we're going to be all honest with you. I think the Ravens have guys there that are going to be on the Ravens active roster at some point. I think it's a solid practice squad. Grade it for me in the comments section. Folks, continuing coverage over on our Raiders channel as our own Mitchell Renz is getting a tattoo, as you can see on your screen there, on his leg. It is quite a sight to behold. Go over there, tell them that Tyler Jones sent you. It is a crazy, wild show. They're live today. They're also live tomorrow as well over on the Raiders Report. And they did like a Madden sim today and among other things. Go check that out. And I got to tell you, it's certainly entertaining. I promise you that much. Subscribe to this channel to stay up to date with your Baltimore Ravens. You know we got you covered. We don't slow down here on the channel. We'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us.